So Stevie, firstly, welcome to Singapore. You previously talked about the call that you had to wait for UFC London. So how was this time around? When did you get the call for this fight to come down to Singapore?
Got the call, it was probably about 3 months ago. It was a good time out. I've been training probably around 13 weeks for this fight, so it's been quite a long one. I competed on Polaris, the grappling show, around 6-7 weeks ago, so yeah, plenty of time.
Right. You also mentioned on social media that you could make weight tomorrow, if need be, a few days ago.
Yep.
So how has that been, as in making weight, just your entire training camp?
Yeah, it's been good because the whole camp I've been able to focus on performance rather than cutting weight. You know, some of my fight camps, I've been heavy and, you know, more just like focusing on getting the weight down. So yeah, it's good that obviously I've been able to eat more, perform better in training, and yeah, obviously the least amount of weight I've got to cut, the better.
Right, and can you also tell us about any of the adjustments that you've made during this camp?
Yeah, adjustments, just really trying to fix maybe some of the mistakes that I've made. We noticed that, you know, I believe that from the last fight, yeah, kind of one of those things where I got caught, but also I believe that, you know, there's always something, maybe a reason that why that's happened, instead of just saying, you know, it's one of those things I got caught. And we noticed that my last few fights, sometimes I'm overextending with my punches. I'm leaning and lunging forward rather than keeping my feet underneath myself. So we've adjusted that and made sure that my feet are always under me. I've always got good balance. I'm always ready to take a shot as well as throw a shot, rather than sometimes lunging in. And you know, sometimes obviously it was working, like against Jesse Nayari, I even lunged in and caught him sometimes, but then again, watching that fight back, the only time he ever hit me was when I threw my left hand. So every time I threw my left hand, he would step back and hit me. So yeah, just maybe correcting some fine details of the striking, and then yeah, just training hard as always in every aspect.
Right, and your opponent is known to get into scraps, loves to stand in range and trade. So how do you kind of analyze the stylistic matchup between you both?
So part of me says just do that, just go towards him and fight back. You know, I've got that kind of part of me as well that likes a fight, likes a scrap. Means it'll be a good one for the fans. Obviously I'm not going to be too careless and just literally make it anyone's game. Like, you know, I'm going in there to try and win. I don't want to make it a flip of a coin, because with those 4-ounce gloves, you know, it only takes one shot for anyone to be out. I believe I'm more technical. I believe I can win on the feet. I can win on the ground. I would say I'm more all-rounded than Johnson. He's good. He's got good hands and he's got good wrestling. Whereas I'd say I'm maybe a bit more well-rounded everywhere. So again, we'll see how it goes on the night. Obviously, I've got certain things that I'm going to work that I'm not going to give away, but yeah, I could like viewing the fight, I can see myself winning in kind of loads of different ways. I've trained hard and now it's just time to go out there and give it my all, give it 100%. And you know, if for whatever reason it isn't my night and I'm not the winner at the end of the night, I've not done anything. You know, I couldn't have done anything more. I've trained hard for the last 13 weeks, done everything I could have. My weight's good. I've no injuries. So yeah, just the best man win, and hopefully he does come and bring it. Hopefully it's a good fight. It means I get an extra 50 G's for a 50 fight of the night maybe.
Alright, perfect. You previously also talked about how you had to give up the party lifestyle just to focus on MMA many years ago. What has been the most rewarding aspect for you since?
What's been the most
rewarding?
like good part about that.
Good part about it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the good part is the fact that if I didn't change that, I'd probably be in jail. I did spend a little bit. I spent a little bit of time in jail just before I started the MMA. So it just shows you the kind of road that I was maybe running down. You know, getting in. If it was nothing real serious, I wasn't a criminal or anything, but I liked fighting. So I've pretty much changed my life to getting paid for fighting rather than paying fines. So yeah, probably that. I've also settled down, made a family. I've got 3 kids and another one on the way. So yeah, just really that. Like I don't really drink much. I do enjoy the occasional celebration. So yeah, I would say the most kind of good part is I've changed as a person for so much in the kind of better. I used to be a bit an arsehole.
As you said, we know the sacrifices that MMA fighters have to make in this sport. How hard is it, since especially you're expecting another child, to leave all your family behind and just focus on fights and training for the fight?
Yeah, it's really tough, like the amount of sacrifice you have to give up. You know, when you're on fight camp, it can really play with your life, like especially if you can't eat any good food, you can't drink any alcohol, you can't really have much fun. You've not got, you know, as the fight gets closer, you've not got a lot of energy and the same sort of happiness that I would have if I was sitting eating a pizza. So yeah, there's a lot of kind of sacrifices and stuff to it, but it's all worth it, I suppose. Like thinking over that, this is my 11th fight in the UFC, and it's been, you know, one of the kind of best parts of my whole life. I've got the chance to see the world here in Singapore. Then I would never have probably have been here if it wasn't for the UFC and my fighting career. So yeah, there's always pros and cons of fighting, but it's just, you know, kind of worth the wait. Like all the dieting and stuff, it means that when I eat a pizza on Saturday night and I get a few drinks, it's so much more, you appreciate it so much more, because I've been eating rabbit food for the last week.
You talk about coming down to Singapore, so have you seen the place? What do you think about, this is your first fight in Asia, pro fight in Asia as well. What do you kind of think about Singapore?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a bit nicer than Scotland, so yeah, to be honest, I'd love to come back and bring my partner over as well. She's pregnant at the moment, so she's not over for the fight, but yeah, I'd like to come back and be able to obviously fully enjoy it. It's a bit hard when I've got Sunday where I can kind of eat and enjoy myself a bit more, but yeah, it's a beautiful place, and I'm kind of appreciate the fact that I can get over here and get to see it.
Right, so one final question. What do you expect, rather than what the fans can expect? We know what they can expect from Stevie and Johnson, but what do you expect this weekend during Fight Night from Singapore? I
expect a tough fight. Michael Johnson's a well-experienced guy. He's been in there multiple times. I think I've actually had more pro fights than him, but he's had more in the UFC. But yeah, I mean, he's a well-rounded guy. He's a good fighter. I'm expecting him to be in his best physical shape. I'm ready for a 3-round war, so you know, hopefully it is a good fight. Hopefully it's one that, you know, I always remember Dana always says after it, you know, you always want to fight, or sorry, before it, you always want to fight and have the crowd speaking about you, have the fans speaking about you the next day, and that's obviously what I want. You don't want to just go in there and win, lose or draw. You want people speaking about you. It's a spectator sport, so yeah, I'm hoping for a good fight. Obviously, me with my hand raised at the end of it, but it's going to be a good one for the fans.
Outstanding. Thank you for speaking to Asian Push Asian MMA. Appreciate it. And all the
Thanks, man. No worries. Thank you.